Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name is Ross, and as always told, I had a voice of radio. So today, we're going to be talking about Faba, another character that took a very, very long time to get a supporter card in the Pokemon trading card game. You know, worked at the Ether Foundation, and he's an Ether branch chief, and to be perfectly honest with you, not an insignificant character. One that I assumed would have gotten a supporter card before now. But never mind, ladies and gentlemen, because in Lost Thunder, we are getting a Faba supporter card. And I can say with quite a high degree of certainty, it's a really, really good card that will see an awful lot of play. Now, our translation here, stop me if you've heard this one before, comes from the lovely David Hochmann. And apparently what it does is when you play the supporter card, you may choose a Pokemon tool card or special energy attached to your opponent's Pokemon, any of them, or a stadium card in play, that being either yours or your opponent's, and put them into the Lost Zone. That is very, very good indeed. It's also very, very similar to a card that we've all played quite a lot. It's Xerosic. And here's the thing, right? Xerosic is a good card. Xerosic has seen quite a bit of play, so there is absolutely no reason to presume that this wouldn't also see play, because this is quite a bit better than Xerosic. There are basically two differences between Xerosic and this. Well, actually, there is a little one. According to David, it's your opponent's tool or special energy. So actually, Xerosic could get rid of yours, but you very, very rarely will, so that's kind of irrelevant. The two big differences are that, firstly, you can get a stadium as well, which is great. And secondly, they go to the Lost Zone. Now, Puzzle of Time is being banned, okay? We all know that Puzzle of Time is being banned. And if you don't, I did a video about it. Do check it out. I think it's quite a good video, personally. And, okay, most of the time, this isn't going to be a big deal. Because Special Energy, that's nominally used double colourless, can be recovered with Special Charge, which is rotated, or Puzzle of Time, which is rotated / been banned. So you're rarely going to be recovering it. Similarly, a tool can be recovered with Eco Arm, but only in the expanded format. So in expanded, okay, Lost Zone makes a fairly big difference. In standard, not quite so much. But remember, Gardevoir is still seeing play. And Bayonet is still seeing play. And both of those Pokemon have GX attacks, which can recover any card from the discard pile. Bayonet gets any free cards into your hand, Gardevoir gets any 10 cards into your deck. That makes a big difference. So if you can actually get these cards to the Lost Zone, which Faba does, some decks, yeah, fine, it won't make a big difference, but in some decks, it really, really will. And let's face it, right, yes, for the time being, we have no trainer card that can recover special energy. We've lost Puzzle of Time, we've lost Special Charge. Does anyone really think that's going to carry on forever? I think at some point before this gets rotated out, we are going to be getting a new trainer card that can recover them, unless, of course, they have been gotten rid of with Faba. Because remember, right, if you just want to get rid of a special energy, you can use Enhanced Hammer. If you just want to get rid of a stadium or a tool, you can use Field Blower. What this gives you above those cards is, firstly, options, because you get a choice here, whereas if you draw a Field Blower but want to get rid of a special energy, you can't do it. And it puts it into the Lost Zone. Of course, being a supporter card, we also have the fact that we've got Tapu Lele here, which helps you search it out quite easily. So whereas it's quite difficult to search out something like a Field Blower, you can search out this quite easily indeed. And there is a lot you're going to be able to get rid of with this. Zoroark there with a double colourless energy, it goes away. In expanded, it's huge because they can't use special charge. But even in standard, you never know. We do see Zoroark Gardevoir builds. Maybe with Puzzle of Time rotating out, that is going to lead more players towards Zoroark Gardevoir and the fact that you can recover cards. So this is hugely better than Enhanced Hammer. Enhanced Hammer just means at some point your opponent's going to use Gardevoir's GX attack to get all of those energy back with Twilight GX. Whereas Faba means it's gone for the entire game, it's gone forever gutted. It can get rid of something like a choice band so your opponent isn't doing extra damage. It can get rid of something like a Brooklet Hill. That's pretty nice. The one thing which is very, very important to note here, remember the rule that all of the Prism Star stadiums have? The Prism Star stadiums all have the rule whereby prevent all effects of items and supporter cards done to these stadiums. Now, at the time, that seemed a little bit over the top because we were like, well, you got Field Blower, but we don't have any supporters that can get rid of stadium cards. Just a nice little example of the Pokemon company or whoever is designing these cards really future-proofing to say, look, I know it's not actually an issue now, but trust us, guys, it will be an issue in the future. So you can't get rid of Prism Star stadiums, but you can get rid of anything else. I mean, interestingly enough, you could use this to get rid of an energy like Beast Energy, but that would go to the Lost Zone anyway, to be perfectly honest with you. And this is definitely going to see play. And the reason I can say with such certainty is Xerosic saw play. Xerosic has seen a lot of play over the years. Sometimes you see it played with stuff like Vileplume, whereby you're blocking item cards, so you can't play something like a Field Blower, but you can still play a Xerosic. So we see cards like Xerosic played in item lock decks. Sometimes you see it played just because you can search it out with Tapu Lele, or really just because you've got that adaptability. There's a whole bunch of decks out there that really rely on special energy like Zoroark, but then you might come across a deck like Rayquaza, which just does not need special energy. It's not playing any, it's not gonna play any. So in that respect, if you're playing Enhanced Hammer, those cards become dead cards in your deck. They don't do anything. Whereas with Fabia, you're like, alright, it's your supporter for the turn, and that is a problem, but maybe you get rid of their choice band instead, or if you see them playing a stadium, you can get rid of that. And it's gone. For the game. Now, it is unlikely to be more than a 1 or 2 of in most decks. Certainly, in the format we're in at the moment with Tapu Lele, there's not really any reason to play 3 or 4 of these. Now, if you're playing a full Disruption deck and something like Sylveon GX comes to mind, and there you can use Magical Ribbon to find it very easily, obviously. So in decks like that, yes, you might play lots of these, because if you're playing Sylveon against something like Zoroark, and you can play 4 Fabia to send all 4 of their DCE to the Lost Zone, that's probably a win for you at that point. But in other decks, it'll be a little bit of a tech. It'll be a 1 or 2 of, and we'll go, look, we're playing Tapu Lele. We can use this with Tapu Lele. And there's a decent chance that Palpad continues to see play. There's already a bunch of people playing Palpad. So if you're playing Palpad, you can play 1 or 2 copies of this, but it could turn into 3 or 4 if you need them. It's already turning into a format where special energy is going to be under fire, and Enhanced Hammer is a whole lot better than it used to be because we're losing all these ways to recover special energy. But actually with Fabia it goes one step further. You know players are going to play stuff like Banette for the GX attack. Because it's also got a really nice ability, right? It's not like Banette is only played for the GX attack. That ability is really nice, and if you're playing Psychic Energy, Shadow Chant can be a really good attack, especially against something like a Buzzwole when you're hitting for weakness. 4 supporter cards in a choice band, 1 hit KO. And cards like that could well see more play when our recovery options are limited. This takes that away. And there is one other very important point I need to make about this. This will outlive Field Blower. As it stands at the moment, we've all got Field Blower, we all play Field Blower, so there will be a bunch of players who quite rightly look at Fabia and go, well, I don't want to play that, I can just play Field Blower to get rid of tools, fine. But we are expecting that to be rotated in September 2019, a year from now. We are expecting 1 more year of Field Blower, we should have at least 2 of Fabia. Which means, if we don't get anything else, this will be the only way to remove tools. And I've said it in videos before, but when Startling Megaphone rotated out, people were legitimately playing stuff like Beedrill EX to get rid of tools, because that was all we had. Believe me when I say this is a great card now, but when Field Blower rotates, if we don't have anything else, this will become an even better card. Although to be clear, right, special energy or tool or stadium straight to the Lost Zone, and it can be searched out with Tapu Lele. It's basically a better Xerosic which saw a whole bunch of play. I mean, this is a 5 Wassy card, and I apologise it took so long to get to it, but it's been a really busy week. It's a great card. It will see play. And I don't think there's much argument against that. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's going in every single deck. That would be silly. But saying it's going to be played in a great number of decks, saying it will be a fairly popular tech, and saying that when we get to the point where Field Blower is rotated out, it becomes silly popular, that seems appropriate. But whether you agree or disagree, there is a comment section. Go nuts, but do remember the rule. Be nice. It's a very important rule. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all of that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing, as always, is to look after yourselves. Until next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.